It's really great. For the first time since before I even had the apartment, all my fucking shit, like my clothes, are in a drawers, and that's kind of cool. Because I had that at the apartment, but I never used the drawers because I was never there. Because I, 8 days in, was no longer staying there for the most part. But anyway, but yeah, my car completely fucking broke. So it was actually really lucky, sort of. So the first time, so I was driving to my dad's house, and I turned into the neighborhood, and all of a sudden a fuck ton of smoke comes up, and or whatever it is, the steam of the engine coolant comes up and from under the hood, and it's like, okay, I'm turning into the neighborhood. That's really lucky. And the temperature gauge is going off. It's flashing red and blue, and it's like, shit. Luckily we were able to fix that, but it was just like, for the next 2 days it was just non-stop with that, like, because what had happened was the upper radiator hose had broke, and so then somehow within the time frame of that, or something, I don't know when it actually would have happened, but the whatever it was, it caused the engine to expand, and the coolant, and then the engine coolant and the oil in the car somehow mixed together, which they're not supposed to. And long story short, the car is unrepairable. Well, it's not that it's unrepairable, it's just worth about $13,000 to repair in total. And I could, like, I might have other shit to pay, but, like, I could get a car for less maintenance off of Facebook Marketplace for about $4,000, which, like, yeah, that's 2-3 months of saving up, but that's better than not. But then going to a Libertarian Party conference in over Valentine's weekend, because I got invited to do that, and I was like, hey, that's a great idea, I'll do that. Thanks, David, for that. So I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna get interviews with some libertarians. Hopefully Carlin Boroshenko's there, maybe. I don't know. She usually goes to libertarian shit. That'd be cool to interview her. But, it's like, I'm just gonna go to that, get some interviews in February, because that's about when I'm gonna be able to travel next. I mean, I could now, but I don't really want to fly, because planes are looking like shit. It's in San Diego, which is only an 8-hour drive, but I don't have a car. I mean, I could get a car by then, but, right now, and everything, flying is shit. Why that is, I'm not entirely sure. I see people blaming Trump, but that's beyond my understanding, so I have no idea. If people are gonna blame Trump, maybe it is his fault. I don't know. I don't, like, for as much as damage as he can do, I mean, it's like, for as much damage as the president can do, for better or worse, it's like, these things operate not solely on his accord. Like, he might have an ego and might is right style sort of authoritative bent to him, but it's like, it's blaming leaders, like, is so fucking stupid. Like, like, it's an entire fucking country, and yes, he's the figurehead, but this is a giant country. I don't think one person runs that, and it's very clear not one single person does, hence the foreign lobby running a lot of things and messing with a lot of things. And it's like, you know, there's too much blame placed on leaders and stuff. Like, you know, it's like, if you even want to call them that, because I know most, like, you know, now people, even, it's actually really interesting. There's an active fracturing in the right, and it's about to get really major because it's a complete break between, like, the old view of things, which is characterized by a post-World War II mentality, versus the new right, as it's called, which is not very for that because it's a completely fucking different time. And it's like, you know, I'm not on the new right, but I can certainly fucking see why someone would be and why it's attractive, because it very much is the new right. Like, it might be rooted in Christian tradition, but it is not at all what, you know, the typical Republican has been, or, you know, this whole idea. It's like, you know, like, in fact, it's super like, it's like, you know, it's like people want to call Nick Fuentes a neo-Nazi or something. Like, he's in, like, no, it's not neo-Nazism. There's a very, very clear separation between something like James Mason's Siege or Nick Fuentes' admiration for Stalin and Hitler. You know, James Mason is an ardent neo-Nazi. His idea drastically differs from Nick Fuentes' America First. America First is solely America First. Fascist, yeah, you can say it's fascist because it's insular and it's, you know, not, it's the state for the state. But, you know, if you want to use that, but it's also not fascist because it's completely against the corporations controlling things. It's completely against, you know, these systems in control, the same as the left is. It's not, like, there's gonna be it's really interesting how this is gonna play out, because there's too many people focused on right now, but the future of this stuff is gonna, like, the future is what is interesting. Like I like that the right in this is focusing on more, and it's like, because I agree with them on a lot, and it's like, I'm not on the right, I'm not on the left, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But it's like, it's gonna be really interesting, because I don't think that the new right and the left are all that dissimilar, because they aren't. You know, overall, you know, while ideologically speaking, yeah, they differ drastically in implementation, what their vision for the future would pertain to. But in terms of what they're talking about, you know, being against, you know, the interests of Israel and America, being against, you know, corporations controlling things and profit over, you know, people, it's, you know, it's not mutually exclusive. It's not like those two things couldn't work out. But, you know, and it's going to be really interesting to see, especially because, you know, it's happening in real time, you know, because, you know, people are commenting on it all the time, but, you know, there's going to be this major shift in the right, and it's going to be really interesting regardless of your opinion or persuasion on it. And it's happening, and I think it's best to get, you know, to focus on the future of these things, because, you know, this is the pitfall of the left. They are too focused on right now with Trump, and they're like, and there's this stupid fucking thing that Gavin Newsom is going to do something. Gavin Newsom is Trump in a blue MAGA hat. He is not this fucking answer or whatever, you know, like, if, you know, it's like, people, you know, it's, if both Republicans and Democrats want to completely alienate people, yeah, Democrats will either run Kamala Harris again, or Newsom, or maybe even the guy that just became mayor of New York. I can see that as a possibility too, maybe in 2028 if he gets enough traction, but I don't see that happening. But and the Republicans are either gonna figure out how to run Trump a third time, JD Vance or someone else, not sure who, but you know, Democrats are scared to death of Trump never leaving office, and it's like, okay, well, the guy's fucking 79 and he's not going to be here. Like, he'll die within the majority of our lifetimes. But, you know, too much is focused, like, as much as I love the here and now, too much is focused on the here and now, and, you know, it really abstracts from the future of all this stuff. Because that's really what I want to know about. Because no one's talking about the fucking future. And that's why the new right is gaining traction. It's because no one's considering the fucking future. And, like, yeah, it is attractive because they consider the future. And I don't disagree with them on a lot of things. And, you know, it's like, I also do. But you just have to have fucking nuance and consider the fucking future, I guess.